Welcome back to Loving's Guitar, where I like to talk about guitars and what they do to me and the places they take me to, the feelings I get with certain guitars. This guitar is the Harley Benton HB 35 Plus. It is what they consider also, it's coined as the vintage series. It's a semi-hollow, I'm going to read what it says. It's a semi-hollow design with mahogany sustained block. Vintage series. Maple body. Okay, a quadruple A flamed maple top. And I don't know if you can see this, but I mean, this is, I think this camera sees it better. We'll see that one. Like these look, but just it's the flame is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It has a it's a maple neck, set in neck too. Look if you can see. Look at that, set in right. Okay. Pow Farrell fretboard. The blocks we have blocks as inlays instead of dots. With 22 frets, scale length of 628 millimeters, and nut width of 42 millimeters. 2 Roswell LAF Alnico 5 vintage style humbucker pickups. 2 volume controls, 2 tone controls, and the ability to split the coil. And a 3-way toggle switch, 2 pneumatic bridge, and strings that came along with it with a 10 to 46. The color is vintage burst. Okay, so, well, as soon as I got this guitar, the very first thing I saw was just, wow. I mean, look at this. But, you know what? Here's the thing you might want to consider for many of you hard body jocks out there. You may not want to get one of these things because, the Gibson brand or these big brand names, anything in this shape is kind of, could be, financially prohibitive, currently for a current situation. So, but in a current situation, you could achieve that feel and get to know that, get an acquaintance with this type of instrument, semi-hollow body. But you won't have to spend $2,000 or $3,000 to get one. Instead, you can spend like $229 right now. It's on the Thomann site. I see it right now. $229 for this guitar. Now, of course, that doesn't include the shipping, because when I purchased these guitars from Thomann, these Harley Bentons, they're from Germany, so I have them shipped. So, but one thing you might want to keep in mind is that if you buy more than one guitar, you're gonna, you pay less per shipping per guitar. Think about it. So in some instances, you can get 2 guitars for the price of the same shipment. And depending, I guess, on the weight of the guitar or the size of it, you might be able to get 3. So think about that. And they all come undamaged. The boxes have damage maybe, but look, I have now 22 Harley Bentons now. Okay, so I've come across that bridge a few times, and each time it's been a surprise it actually got here, and the speed at which it gets here too is just phenomenal. But other than that, I want to talk about this thing. Okay, so now I have to admit that I have more experience under the seat of driving a hard body, a solid body. Semi-hollow bodies were kind of prohibitive back in the day when I was playing in the 80s and 90s on stage. These things were just, there's feedback city, and there's just a lot of hum, just a lot of noise you had to deal with. You really had to be on that volume knob, so that volume knob would take a beating on any guitar, right? But even more so on a semi-hollow body. Something that's just aching to feedback, because you inside this chamber, man, it's hollow and it's just picking up frequencies. And if it resonates at that frequency, just on one hand, it's a good thing, if you get it to resonate at the frequency, if it resonates, in the right frequency for you, I should say. But these were kind of prohibitive. But now, I guess now that I'm older now, I'm not on stage, I'm not playing this so loud, and I'd probably tone it down considerably nowadays than the loudness I used to play, because I used to play with Soldanos and Marshalls, and it was a free-for-all. I mean, just a lot of equipment. But nowadays, you can do a lot more with a lot less, and pay a lot less to get an experience that you may have not considered because it was priced out of just the testing phase. Because testing guitars it's a big gamble. Because what if you like it? Well, now you have to now you got to buy it, and if you don't buy it, then you ask yourself, well, wait, why didn't I? Well, how come I didn't pay? I didn't pay that, or because it felt good in my hand, or I liked the sound of it. So why am I not chasing it? So, but I get it, So here's an interesting thing about guitar players. They might pass up a particular guitar over and over and over again, and never touch it, but claim that it's the worst. They'll never. It's not for them. And then that one day happens, and then whoop, they just drop their long time relationship with the girl they had once before, and they have a new girl, just like that. They're terrible human beings, guitar players could be. And the girl guitar players are the same thing with their boy guitars. So what I'm saying is that what a great excuse to go ahead and get one of these things, Okay, so now how's the playability? Well, okay, we have to be honest now. This is not a Gibson. This isn't. It's not. I don't think Harley Benton is trying to go after the neck of Gibson. This is just my interpretation. I think they're just they're doing the best they can with what they have and with their resources. And, well, they're making some serious impressions on people like me. I've been through paying a lot of money for guitars to now paying hardly any money for guitars I actually play and enjoy. Okay, so am I a semi-hollow body person? No. This is the only semi-hollow? No, this is not the only semi-hollow I have. But I do have another. But the point is, I don't usually play them that much. I have more of I gravitate more towards the hard bodies. So that being said, it would be ridiculous to have missed the opportunity to purchase this and then realize that, well, it's actually a quality instrument. I have a few things that maybe I would adjust, and I have to attenuate. My ears have to attenuate. Like the way these pickups, these are LAF pickups, right? I don't know what that means, LAF. But Harley Benton's, I don't know. They say Roswell. But I have other PAF type pickups that they're trying to emulate on some of their other guitars, and those PAFs don't sound like these PAFs. So these, for some reason, are just way louder. I'm gonna have to lower my pickup even more, I believe. It's just too much. But maybe I just have to attenuate it better on my end. So how I do that is that this guitar, to me, does not sound good on 10. It just doesn't do it for me. Or maybe if it just power chords and stuff like that. But I have to back it off, so. Now that sounds. Yeah, see, I like that. where it breaks up there, you know? And it has a lot of, obviously, with, you know, any guitar, you have dynamics you play with, for heaven's sakes, right? But with an acoustic, with a semi-hollow body, there's a lot more going on in terms of what you're feeling, the immediate feedback you get, not feedback, audio feedback, but the sensory feedback you're getting as you're playing a semi-hollow body. Obviously, if it's not too loud, you're going to feel it against you, so you hear the vibration. To me, semi-hollow bodies in general, this is just my opinion, is that they require me to work a little bit more as a player. It's not effortless. You know, I play some of my other guitars and they're effortless. You can, you know, blow on them and they play chords by themselves. This takes effort. You have to hold on to the stick the whole time. It's one of those airplanes. It's a good airplane, but you got to hold the stick the whole time. But when it's ringing out, look, even unplugged. Now, the only thing that's picking up this sound is this little boom mic, and I have an iPhone that's recording just the live sound, the room sound. I mean, I have another microphone at the amp, and that's a little Shure MV88 connected to my other iPhone. So, but this is just the room. Not bad, right? All right, so with sound. It's getting me to sweat. Oh my God. Oh, you know what? I want to do All right, so I can do that. So there you go. Long story short, do I like this guitar? Hell yeah. Do I have a need to like get rid of it or sell it like it's a mistake? Hell no, this is not a mistake. This is actually an asset. I like this guitar. And I think over time I'm going to grow a little bit more worthy of its playability, because right now I don't think it's not me. But it doesn't mean that this guitar is not for someone else. I think there are times when I actually do get on this guitar and, I let my hair down, so to speak, and, I can zone into that. This is not one of those days. That's okay. Days like that happen. Days like this happen. But this guitar is still a good guitar. It does everything that a guitar is supposed to do. In fact, I wish I had a guitar like this when I was younger. I would have been able to play. It's kind of like it's not really an acoustic, but it's a little louder than an unplugged electric hard body. But back in the day when I was more of a jazzier head, I would have appreciated this a lot more. And nowadays, to tell you the truth, the way guitar manufacturing has gone overall, semi-hollow bodies are nowadays easier to handle than the semi-hollow bodies that I was growing up with back in the in the 80s and 90s. Because if we were going to get one, it might be a used one from the 60s or the 70s, and and things were different then. You're always fighting feedback, So, but nowadays with amps and the way the new transistor amps and the gates they have built into these amplifiers, and not to mention all the genius type of processing that has been done to get these things to ring out but without feedback. And right now, so the only thing I'm getting challenged with is the overall hotness. It's too hot, this pickup. So maybe I just need to lower this a little bit. Anyway, so let's go back to, let me show you some of the beauty elements. If you can see, I'd say the chroming is well done. This doesn't seem cheap at all. I don't see any cheap pitted chroming. So the chroming is all done very well. All the binding, I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like, super good, this is like a good, this is like about a good 8. That's really good, folks, okay? That's like even Gibson stuff, Gibson is because Gibson is not 10, right? So I should know. They're just way up there, so you get your expectations set like, if that's the biggest name, they should have the best bindings on earth, right? No, they have the best name on earth. Same thing with Fender. But they're not, I'm not knocking those two mega brands, manufacturers out. I'm just saying what is. This is not a big name manufacturer. It is a big name now in this category of affordable guitars. I think Harley Benton is teaching the industry something, because if you can do this kind of quality for brand new $229, okay, and they come in other colors too. So I mean, just Is it worth it? Yeah, definitely worth it. I give it an A plus, because there's nothing to lose and everything to gain. And look, just look how pretty it is. I mean, just looks. See how pretty this thing. This thing is pretty. I mean, just putting it on the wall is gorgeous. Well, you'll be tempted to get it off the wall, because that's what guitars need to do. They need to be in your hands and be played. Play them. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe. Okay. Catch you on the next time I get all loopy. All right, let's shut this off.